What is going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Welcome back, NBA fans. Today, we got a bunch of news to hop into. We appreciate you guys coming in, showing the love and support on all our recent episodes. And I'd like to make the major announcement that we're now on every single major platform, ranging from Spotify to Apple Music and YouTube. Let's kick things off. Ed, let's start it up.
All right, guys. So earlier this week, we were trying to plan an episode. We have our little meetings where we plan out the show. And like I said last week, we always start with news. And the news was kind of dry. It was just a bunch of COVID stuff, people, games getting canceled, stuff like that. But, a little trade happened. James Harden finally got moved from the Rockets. He finally had enough. He gained like 100 pounds in a night to get traded. Houston.
He was taking notes from Charles Barkley.
Houston had no choice but to deal him. They absolutely had to. And Mo's going to break down the specifics for the trade really quickly.
So it was a 4-team trade. So the Nets basically just got James Harden, and the Rockets got Victor Oladipo, Dante Exum, Koruk's 3 first-rounders from Brooklyn, 1 Milwaukee first, and 4 Brooklyn pick swaps. And the Pacers were also involved, and they got Karis LeVert and a second-rounder. And the Cavs got Jared Allen and Taurean Prince. So those are the specifics of the trades. I'll have that somewhere on the screen as well for you guys to look at as well.
All right. Thank you, Mo. Before we get into the details, I just want to ask you guys a simple question. Everyone needs to answer. I need one winner and one loser from the trade. Well, you don't need to give me a loser, but I if you have one, let me hear it.
All right. My winner, I think, is the Pacers. The loser is the Nets. Do you want me to explain why I think they're losers? I think they're losers because they give up their entire bench. For this season, at least. They'll have Dinwiddie back next season, but for this season, I don't think you're the best contender in the East still, in my opinion. I mean, you guys do have 3 of the best 10 players in the league. Not 10, maybe 3 of the best players in the league, but still, I think that bench is very, very lacking. I've told these guys before already, that bench is awful. And the Pacers, oh my God, great deal for them, man. You gave up Victor Oladipo. He was an expiring contract, and he told them he wanted max money. And is Victor Oladipo really worth 20+ mil off that injury? And then they got Karis LeVert, who's on a $3 or $52 million salary, and he's way younger too. Just really good for them.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. For me, I think that I'm stuck between these two teams. I think either the Nets or the Pacers won this trade. You'll see how it goes. The reason why I have the Nets winning this trade, as well, I think I have the Nets actually, because they have a big 3 now. It's similar to like what Miami had in 2011. And with this trade, they lost a little bit of bench depth, but like next year when Spencer Dinwiddie is back, this team could be a potential dynasty. And I think the Cavs lost this trade because they already have like 18 big men. I think it's kind of pointless. And then Taurean Prince, I don't really know much about him, so I just don't think they gave up. I don't think they gave up much. I think they were just like a filler team.
Can I go next?
Go ahead, Evan.
All right. So I think the winners of this trade, I agree with Mo, the Pacers, but I do think the Cavs also won this trade. And I don't really think there's a clear-cut loser. We have to wait and see. As of right now, I think this trade kind of works for everyone. But down the road, we'll see if it was a big win for the Nets, a big loss for the Nets. But I think the Pacers won exactly for what Mo said. Oladipo, free agent this year, he's going to want big money. Indiana's not going to want to pay him. And instead, they're going to get Karis LeVert, who I also think is going to blossom into a star in Indiana on a 3-year, $52 million deal. That is great business done by Indiana. And I think the Cavs won because we now have our center for the future. Andre Drummond, goodbye, buddy. See you somewhere else. We'll see you in Dallas. See you in Portland. I don't know. But
Dallas, I like that. I like Dallas.
I was thinking of some Drummond packages. But I think we have our clear cut center for the future.
What? You're not getting Porzingis. Get that out of your head now.
I'm not. No. Trust me, I don't have Drummond valued very high. But no, we have our center for the future. He's going to be a restricted free agent. So even if anyone else wants him, we're just going to match it. He's going to stay with us. And I think Drummond's gone. Love is going to be gone. And we only gave up a Milwaukee first and Dante Exum. I think we won that trade.
Okay. Dave?
I personally believe that the Rockets came away big. Obviously, the Nets, they got one of the greatest scorers of all time. But the clear dynamic that everyone's thinking is you have two ISO players and you got a Kevin Durant who's been on a tear coming off an Achilles injury, which only the likes of Dominique Wilkins has done the same. Then you look at the Rockets. They get a bit deeper. Now they have the chemistry. They get a solid two-way player in Oladipo. Granted, he's expiring, and lost a bit of a step because of that injury. But that team is looking really solid. You have John Wall, who's been playing, averaging 21, 5 and 5 a game. DeMarcus has been out for a bit, but he's looking like he can put in some solid performances throughout the rest of the season. Then you have Oladipo, where maybe another change in scenery may help him blossom again, like when he went from what was it, OKC to
Indiana.
Indiana.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot where he came from. Because I know he went from
It was
Orlando,
Orlando,
to
OKC,
Thunder,
then
Pacers.
Indy.
Oh yeah, I forgot he played in Orlando.
And I feel like
Really
getting
high.
put in that system, did he? That's going to be a potentially solid team in the West.
I
Okay.
think
In terms of losers, though, it's really hard because you can't say the Pacers because Karis LeVert's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
That man is a pure bucket getter, and the Nets gave him away for a man who ate like 42 of Lil Baby's honey buns. You can say the Cavs, like you said, like Larry Nance said, sex land surrounded by trees,
I saw that.
because it's ultimately up to the GM if he's smart enough to actually trade one of them. Because if he doesn't, now you got a bunch of 6'10" dudes who can barely dribble the ball or look at their shoes the right way. And then if you don't, you just have all that potential sitting there. So if they do trade it, Cavs are going to be really nice. But if you don't, there's my answer.
I feel on that. The Cavs could do like the opposite of micro ball. You know what I'm saying? Just have
Mega
all
ball.
center.
Mega ball. Mega ball.
No, but
So
seriously, I think Brooklyn won the trade. I'm sick of people hating on Harden. Like people are like, oh, that trade's not worth it. Like, oh, like a Tyler Hero or a Jamal Murray or like MPJ trade isn't worth it, or Ben Simmons. But what do you guys think any of those players will ever become as good as James Harden?
Honestly, I
Listen.
don't think it really depends on that. Oh,
You don't
but
think so?
I don't think it depends on that because here's the thing: if you're the Rockets, what were you leveraging? I mean, James Harden clearly said he wanted out. There was team chemistry issues. You had to trade him one way or another, and these teams know that. No, not going to give up their best assets. I mean, I told these guys already. I don't think the Sixers getting up Ben Simmons would have been worth it. It would have been Maxey, Ben Simmons, maybe a few picks. Who knows? Apparently, there's some reports that they didn't want to give up Maxey and they were willing to give up Ben Simmons. But as a Sixers fan and just as a basketball viewer, I don't think trading Ben Simmons was the best idea.
they literally for what's his name? Like like the team chemistry issues. Like literally, like DeMarcus Cousins when he came there, he was like, I didn't even care about playing with James Harden. I just wanted to play with John Wall. Like that's like a sign.
Yeah. And John Wall was like talking about how James Harden, like he just straight up told him he was being disrespectful, and he's been disrespectful to the team by like, missing practices and stuff like that. But I do think the Nets are the clear winner. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're the only big three in the league, right?
This could
Technically,
be the Nets
Chicago
rerun
with
of
Laurie,
2013.
Levine, and Kobe
Please.
Bryant.
Chicago. This man just said Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I kind of considered Denver a little bit. I don't know if I consider a really big three, but I mean, it's still a good three.
For some reason, I'm getting the vibes from 2013. That's how like for like the one season they were, but then they just fell into the abyss.
Oh no, that's not no.
Nah,
For some reason, I feel like
You're
that.
the
No.
same.
No, I know it's nowhere near the same, but some reason I think like after a couple of years, like looking back at the trade, either it's going to be an amazing trade or a robbery again.
Mhm.
I don't see
I
because
see what you're saying. I see what you're saying there.
I don't
Look how many
but
picks they gave up. They gave up the whole future, pretty much.
No,
Yeah,
if
the
you
entire
think
future's
about it,
gone.
yeah, if you think about it, like he's right. Like the Nets traded any hope of getting a future pick
Mhm.
for Kevin Garnett, whose trash talk was louder than his performance, and a Paul Pierce whose knees gave out on him before he wanted them to. Like, if they don't end up coming big within this season or the next, everyone's going to see this trade as a bust.
and Jason
then-
Terry David.
Jason,
Jason
Jason
Terry.
Terry. No, but
I want
anyways,
to ask
Oh.
you guys though. I mean, like David said earlier, they have two of the best scorers in the league with James Harden and Kevin Durant. Do you think both of them can average 25 plus, maybe near 30 together, along with Kyrie this season?
Kyrie's not gonna play half the games.
Yeah,
Really, he's
no,
gonna play half the games.
Kyrie's gonna have personal issues and proceed to not play half the
I
season.
will not tolerate this Kyrie slander any longer.
it's
The
just
media-
David, even you can't defend him, bro.
Lately, I can't. This crap, I can't defend him. But earlier on in his career, they're painting him as like such an idiot. And so many times, it's media twisting for a story.
Have you guys seen that report where Kyrie? There was apparently reports that Kyrie purposely sat up for these games for personal reasons because he thought he was going to be traded, so he kind of downed his value a little bit. I saw some reports on that. Don't know how true that is.
I don't
But
never saw that.
think,
I
I
don't
think
know.
that's cap.
It probably is, but I mean, Kyrie's always kind of been injury prone too, so you never know.
Did you guys hear about the maskless birthday party videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Birthday
league
party. He's gonna have fun, man.
I kind of get
Have
like
fun.
I sort of get where he's coming from when you look into the backstory of it, because his grandfather died and stuff like that. And he said he would have missed it as a family event. So I kind of get it back, but like just looking from the outside looking in, it kind of looks like he just didn't want to play.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about Kyrie later, like because I was planning on talking about him like a totally different thing. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to the Harden trade. Like I said, they're the only big three in the league. When's the last time a big three didn't win a chip? I know Boston won one, Miami won one. I know it took them.
Miami got smoked.
The
by
Lakers.
old
I know, but
ass-
they still won one.
Lakers.
Yeah, but that team like
That was a big
injuries
three.
destroyed them. Injuries destroyed them.
Fair.
And then Cleveland won. Or what?
Warriors.
they
which
didn't
one?
win.
The one with
Kevin
Durant.
Durant, Klay
That
Thompson.
was a big
Curry.
four.
Yeah, but that was injuries.
Would you say OKC then?
Okay, see. Oh yeah.
They
I
never
know.
won.
They didn't win a chip though.
Exactly. When's
No,
the
yeah,
last
No,
time?
but like that wasn't a big three because
I know that was a big three.
one
I
of
would
their
say.
big three came off the bench for majority of the year.
Yeah, no, because James Harden was still a 6-man. And Russell
Yeah,
Westbrook
man,
was
I'm pretty sure he was
averaging that high
beardless
as what he
that
was.
year.
No, he wasn't
But-
beardless.
Oh, he
It
had
just
beard.
wasn't in
He
it
had
wasn't in
beard.
his Super Saiyan final form.
Okay, would you say then Lob City?
Oh,
was
that's a
a
good
big
one. That's a
three?
very good one.
That was a big
No,
three.
that's a big three. I'd say that's a
Everyone
big
called
three.
it a big three.
I said that was a big three.
Oh
I-
yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
You had a young Blake Griffin. You had developed Chris Paul, who just had a great season.
Okay, that Blake Griffin was a star. Blake Griffin was a star then. He was a star.
But
Yeah.
DeAndre
That
Jordan
was-
won.
I know,
DeAndre
that's what I'm
Jordan was
saying.
up
Do you
there.
guys consider it a big three? Because
I
I don't know if
think-
you call
I
DJ
do.
a star or not.
DeAndre Jordan was an all-star.
DeAndre Jordan was cold. I will say
Really
that. He
was.
was really cold.
It was an insane lapdog. Get you like 15 boards a night, dude. He was insane.
He
Yeah,
Nuts.
single-handedly ended Brandon Knight's career.
but
Multiple people have done that.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, no. Brandon Knight ruined his own career.
Kyrie broke his ankles.
First,
Oh, also Philly with Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and Jimmy Butler.
that's not that's not like an established
big-
big three.
I mean, I still think it's three all-stars, but that didn't work out as well. They were close.
Ben Simmons has been the same player since his second rookie year.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what about the Raptors with Kawhi? You guys consider that a big three?
No,
they won
Oh.
a chip.
It's not a huge three, but
They won a
No, no, no,
chip.
no.
no, that's a solid 3 with Kawhi just being built different.
They won a chip and championship, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
they
don't think we've ever seen a team like this where it's like 3 developed superstars, man. It's crazy.
Oh, the 2004 Lakers. They're like a big four. It was like
Yeah, but those were all they were all past their prime.
Yeah,
and stuff.
and they still lost.
fair enough.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Young Kobe too.
That's true. But anyways, like I'm saying, they're the clear favorites to the East. There's no question, right? No question.
Nope,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, who?
I'm not even being biased. I think it's actually the Celtics. I think it's the Celtics. I think the Celtics honestly have the best chance. I really don't think the Bucks are as good as they are. I think they're a fake team or a pretender. I think the Nets, I told you guys, their bench is awful. I still think Philly's a really great contender. Miami, they've been through a lot of injuries. Hopefully they can pick it up again. I think Boston honestly has the best shot of making the finals and winning it.
So you
Out of the
really,
East.
you
You're about to
really
say the
think
Sixers, dude.
I thought you were
That's-
about to say Sixers. That was
the Nets with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, if they even play an 8-man rotation, that they're going to be held to a lower standard than any other team in the East.
All right, but here's the thing: who's gonna guard that deep of that Celtics bench? If that team has a bench on the East, that's the thing. What's gonna make them so dangerous? You guys know how powerful a good bench can be. Even if they have a superstar with an 8-man.
Superstars are.
Yeah, but still, Celtics are great defenders. Philly's a great defensive team. Miami's a great defensive team. Milwaukee's a great defensive team. It's not like they can't
Yeah.
stop them.
Then you put
Okay,
Dante
so-
DiVincenzo on Kevin Durant, and then he gives you 40.
I mean, I don't know. It's tough. I think Chris Middleton on maybe Harden, Giannis on KD. I think that Milwaukee. I think a lot of these teams in the East have a good formula to beat this Nets team.
Okay.
But we got to see how this works out.
I guess. All right.
I
So,
don't know,
like
Ed's,
you're saying,
Ed's shaking his head. Ed's shaking his head a lot, and I'm kind of in accordance with him.
no, like, dude, I think people are overthinking this. They have Kevin
Yeah.
Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden on the same team. Like, who's gonna stop them? A defensive guy.
Sixers. The Sixers.
No,
Oh
no,
my God.
no. Who's?
I don't know why you
not
guys
three
clown me.
people
The
to guard
Sixers
him?
are great contenders.
You
Who's
think
gonna guard Harden?
Tobias Harris is going to stop
Kids.
Kevin Durant?
Half their team
No,
can't
he's
hit
not.
the jump shot.
Yeah,
He's not.
and Kevin Durant stopping Tobias Harris. You really think Ben Simmons is going to be able to stop?
I think Ben
James
Simmons is
Harden?
gonna be. I'm not saying put Ben Simmons on James Harden. You got Matisse Thybulle. You got Danny Green. They're great defenders.
Yeah, Danny Green went 9 for 21.
I'm not talking about
He had 9
shooting. I'm talking
threes.
about defense, man. I'm
Yeah,
not talking
yeah.
about shooting.
But he's inconsistent. He's old. He's not going to stop a
Matisse
James
Thybulle,
Harden
then.
in his prime. A Kyrie
Matisse
in his
Thybulle.
prime. Matisse Thybulle.
Great defender.
Dude,
He's a great
that's a-
defender.
One of the greatest
He's more
scorers of all
focused on his
time.
vlogs than he is the actual game.
I mess with his blog though.
They're pretty
Oh yeah,
fire.
they're really good.
All right,
He
wait.
puts a lot of time into it.
Speaking about defense, that's probably their biggest problem. They're
Mhm.
6th in offense right now, which I'm sure will. I think they might climb a little higher. In defense, they are 12th, but they lost probably their best defensive player, I'd say, in Jared Allen.
Yeah.
And adding James Harden doesn't help your defense. I'll be honest. Do you think the defense will be too much of a problem, or do you think their offense will just counter that?
That's something you got to think about. Like David said, they have 2 of the greatest scorers in the league. You gotta. People say defense wins championships. I guess we can find out if offense wins championships. We'll find that out sooner or later.
Isn't KD like an amazing defender? A
He
couple
is.
years back. And he's still
Besides
Very
Durant,
good.
it's really that team is not good defensively at all. You have Kyrie, James Harden, DeAndre Jordan's kind of old. You have Joe Harris.
He's good. He's good.
I mean, but Harden's really adept at playing passing lanes. You see how he's been high in the steals per game every single year? He just doesn't try on defense because he thinks he's the only one that can score. And
Harden's extremely like smart. Like his IQ is insane.
He's very smart.
I'm so confused for a second.
Oh, Evan, your mic's a little low.
Oh great, here we go again.
What were you saying? Something though?
I thought Hanuk said small, not smart, so I was just confused.
No.
6'6", small. No, not at all.
I know that's why I was confused.
No, but having 3 superstar offensive talents, I feel like that'll release the burden on every single one of them because they know each one of them can give you 30 a night. But now that they have the leniency to be able to rely on each other, I feel like they can actually focus more on defense. Granted, it's not going to be enough to keep them away from like that 12th ranking they have. I feel like they're going to drop tremendously.
Mhm.
But that offense, like I'm telling you, it could be number 1 or number 2. Very high ceiling.
Next
Cowboys.
season.
Oh,
Oh,
go ahead.
No,
I have
no.
a question to ask you guys. So if you have thoughts on it, go ahead.
No, it wasn't a thought. I had another question, so just go.
Oh, my question was: you guys saw that the 2 final teams was Philadelphia and Brooklyn. If that Philly trade were to happen, and if you're Houston, would you rather take Ben Simmons and Tyrese Maxey, maybe a pick or 2, or would you like pan out how this all already happened? For Houston, what do you want?
I want Simmons.
I
Easily.
agree. Easily Simmons. I think that Philadelphia was a better deal. We saw that Philadelphia was an emerging trade rumor that was going around once this was all happening the other day. But I mean, clearly we didn't see that happen.
Yeah, if I'm trading an all NBA player like Harden, I want an all NBA player back. That's just me personally. And Ben Simmons is young too. I know he might not fit perfectly with Houston, but when you're making trades like that, fit should not matter. You need talent. You need if you're giving away one of your best franchise players ever, you want like anything you can get back. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So that's easy for me.
Yeah, I think Philly was probably the better trade option, as much as I hate to admit it. Philly was definitely the better option. I think they should have took the Philly offer because they got an All NBA player, a promising rookie, and 2 first-round picks.
Well, I think Houston was asking for too much. I don't think they didn't
Yeah.
take the offer.
Oh, they didn't take the deal. Okay. Never mind.
I think
Houston
Philly
was
backed out.
Mhm,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. All right. So the obvious question is, let's just say the Nets make the finals. How do they match up with the Clippers and Lakers? How do they match up with them?
Pretty
More
bad, in my
specifically, the
opinion.
Lakers.
Pretty bad in my opinion. Who's guarding Anthony Davis? No one's can guard Anthony Davis. No one can guard LeBron. That team is just going to destroy that Clippers team.
LeBron can't
who's-
guard KD. History showed that. I mean, granted, KD couldn't beat him in the finals without a super team, but LeBron
He has
never
one
stopped
now.
KD.
KD can't guard LeBron either. They
No
can't
one
Yeah,
can
guard.
guard.
yeah,
No one
yeah,
can guard
yeah,
LeBron.
yeah.
No
So
one
they
can.
literally
they can't
They
to
guard
me,
cancel
they just
out.
cancel each other out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they just cancel each other out. Who's guarding Kyrie and James Harden?
That's my point too. I was about to say that. So it's either who's going to be more unstoppable, James Harden, Kyrie, or Anthony Davis in the paint.
If it's a Nets Lakers final, this is gonna be the most entertaining final.
That would be a really good finals.
It's
Okay,
gonna be
good,
like it's gonna be like no defense and like 100% offense.
The
Lakers
are
Lakers
very
in 6. I would say Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 7.
I'm saying Nets in 7.
I think
Interesting.
that's 6.
I want them. I like them.
That's a very interesting.
Wow.
That's in 1.
I think I think the Lakers probably will win because of bench depth, but I want to say Nets in 7.
Also, Ed mentioned the Clippers. What if the Clippers matched up? How do you guys think that would fare?
Oh, the Clippers would get smoked.
I agree. I agree.
The Clippers
I mean,
would get-
I don't know, dude.
they wouldn't
Kawhi
get
is
smoked.
Smoked.
They wouldn't get smoked.
Who's guarding Kyrie, man? Who's guarding Kyrie?
Beverly.
Shut up, man. Shut up. I think Pat Beverly is a very high energy guy, but I think he's kind of overrated on the defensive end.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, still great, but he's not guarding Kyrie Irving. James Harden would be slowed down by Paul George. Not going to stop him. Kawhi will be a great matchup against KD, of course.
He's
Yeah.
shown he can torch Kawhi. KD has shown that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, without a doubt.
But then again, the Clippers bench does kick in too, so honestly, that's a good finals as well. But still taking the Nets in that situation, actually.
Kawhi's the super team killer, man. He killed the Warriors.
He
Nets.
is.
That's true.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
he is, man. I don't know. If it's the Lakers against the Nets, I'll take the Lakers. If it's the Clippers versus the Nets, I think I might take the Nets.
I'm rocking with the Knicks Nets no matter what. Not
The Knicks. The Knicks.
Julius Randle pulled his team out of his
Hey,
ass.
man, Julius Randle, man.
Oh, before we move on to the other teams, it's just funny. I literally just thought of this, how the Knicks thought they would get the super team. And now
Oh, now it's Brooklyn.
Even A.
Their
Smith is
neighbors.
punching the air right now.
they got Taj
Literally.
Gibson back, so.
Yeah, they're supposed to get Zion, Kyrie, Kevin Durant,
Oh,
LeBron, Anthony Davis.
Stephen A. Smith is so depressed right now. I can already tell.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith's crying in his sleep right now.
You guys want to talk a little more about the Kyrie situation, or you want to move on to the other teams in the trade?
You can talk about
Uh,
other.
I think we're talking about the other teams.
Talk about the other teams? Okay, so let me think. Let's start with Houston because they did give away Harden. For this season, it's a wash, right?
Yeah,
No,
Oh, yeah.
actually,
They're not
no.
going anywhere.
they're not going anywhere. I think
Not
it's
going
maybe a
far.
fringe 8 seed. Maybe a fringe 8 seed.
Okay. Do they make the playoffs? What do you guys think, besides Mo?
Yeah.
So you just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they'll
Yeah.
make it.
I think they're too solid of a team to not make it.
let me see the standing. I don't know, dude. They haven't. I don't.
They're
think
pretty low in the standings. I think they're like 11 or 12, but
They
I'll
still have
also
Eric Gordon, PJ Tucker. They still have
Mhm.
Daniel House.
still a really solid team, but again, the West is very, very solid in general as well. I mean, you have the teams like the Nuggets out of the playoffs right now. You have teams like
You have the
Grizzlies, obviously, who don't have Ja, who don't have Jaren Jackson. I think they'll be a good
Pelicans.
contender as well. The Pelicans are out of the playoffs as well.
Mhm. Yeah. Is Oladipo gonna stay in Houston for a while, or is he outie? Is he in Miami? You
outie.
think?
If they get to like an 8-7 seed and they get bounced in the first round, I think he's out.
In my opinion, if I'm Houston, I don't want to re-sign him because here's the thing:
Absolutely.
who are you going to build around? Like right now, I think you're kind of in that mediocre land. You don't have really good young talent to build around. You have John Wall, you have DeMarcus Cousins. I guess it's Christian Wood, but I mean, he's not the building piece I'm thinking of, or cornerstone of the franchise. I think you got to trade Oladipo, maybe sign him, sign and trade. I don't know what you're going to do with that, but we'll see.
Their starting lineup is decent if you think about it. Like
It's good.
have John Wall, Oladipo.
Or Oladipo, yeah.
Eric Gordon probably, maybe PJ, and then Christian Wood.
Exactly. Christian Wood and DeMarcus. If DeMarcus was
I don't
starting.
think DeMarcus starts.
Yeah, he's a 6-man, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't start DeMarcus personally. But
well, yeah, if you have Christian Wood, yeah, I wouldn't start him as well.
yeah, you got to focus on what he gave him the bag. He's really promising. Is that anything else on the Rockets? It's kind of like a,
Do you guys think any of those first round picks are going to be anything like high in the draft? Because, I mean, how do you think Brooklyn's going to look in 2024, 2025?
yeah. What were the
That's
years
a
in
big
the
question.
I think that around that time to be mediocre. I don't think this dynasty is gonna last because all of them are gonna be in their high 30s. Like,
Okay. I do have a question, though. If the Nets even win one championship and then their future is gone, they're trash for the next 10 years, is it worth it? Did they win the trade? If they
Yes.
get one championship?
Yes, I think if you win a chip, it's always worth it. But again, that's mortgaging your entire future for a championship. Again, you're gonna be great for a season, maybe two, but then for the rest of the couple of years, you're gonna be pretty garbage.
Well, to be fair, we said that same thing during the Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett trade, and obviously they didn't win a chip. But look where they are now. They bounced back. They recovered. They have a great front office, minus obviously some dumb trades like that one. But I think a chip would absolutely be worth it.
I mean, think about how long it took them to get them there all the way to that. Oh, I also do want to mention, can you guys really fathom how they just took D'Angelo Russell and they made it into this team? All it took was
insane.
D'Lo, and now it's here.
It's crazy.
so that's what happens when you have a semi-competent general manager.
Like, you had D'Angelo Russell, you got Kevin Durant signed and trade, then you signed Kyrie Irving, and then the next season you trade for James Harden. Like, dude, it's just crazy.
Their GM really kicked it into overdrive.
They changed the GM. I'm pretty sure. Like the year they signed Russell, they changed the GM.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think that's what it was. Like he walked into a dumpster fire and he was like, "All right, I guess I got to do something now."
Mhm.
I give them props. That was insane. They
Doing
turned
okay, I guess.
All right, Evan, break. Well, let's go to the Cavs. What does this trade mean for your Cleveland Cavaliers?
This means we have our center for the future, man. He is going to be our center for the future. I'm so happy. I never thought that when this is announced that the Cavs would end up getting Jared Allen, bro. He's one of the best inside rim or like the interior rim protectors in the league. He's known as the superstar blocker. He's blocked LeBron, AD. You name a superstar, he's blocked them. He's got dunked on a couple times, but we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. He's a great defender. He knows his role. He's not going to expect a whole bunch of money. I think he is the perfect fit. Perfect.
Well, okay, so obviously Drummond's on the move, right? What do you want as a Cleveland fan for Drummond?
Dude, I know how bad his trade value is. It took Brandon Knight and John Henson to get him in the first place. I hope we can get like a second round pick. And an
Really?
Second round
unproven young
pick?
player. Literally. Because he's going to be a free agent this summer.
I think you'd get at least one first, maybe. A second would be too little, dude.
If the Cavs couldn't even get a first round pick from when we traded for him when he had over a year left on his contract, do you really think we can get a first round pick from him now? Unless he tells the team he's getting traded to, he will sign with them. There's no way.
He didn't really express that he wants out of Cleveland as well, too. I mean, he said he was fine playing the season as well.
It's not the fact that he wants to stay in Cleveland. It's that he wants big money, and Cleveland is
true.
not going to want to pay that. You know?
Unless they do a sign and trade, that's possible too.
Most
They have the
likely,
money, right? You could do a sign and trade, maybe get more value for him.
I just want maybe an unproven young player and just a second round pick, anything.
That's interesting.
most likely they'll let him walk, like what they did with DeMarcus.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Anything else on Cleveland, boys?
Nah.
Nah.
All right, this is random, but David, what does this trade mean for the Indiana Pacers?
Bro, I don't like. I mean, they did well. They got Karis LeVert out of an expiring Oladipo. Like that, I'm telling you, that kid's gonna be special. You saw it. You saw it when he was on the Nets. Even he was producing solid numbers behind Kevin Durant and Kyrie. Like Pacers now have DeMontis. They got Karis. They have Miles Turner.
Malcolm
who's actually-
Brogdon.
Yeah, they got Malcolm Brogdon. They got Miles Turner, who's actually playing somewhat decent now. Everyone expected him to be a top center in the league, and he just faded into the oblivion. Like that team's gonna be solid in the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in my opinion, Malcolm Brogdon might be the most underrated player in the league.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
I
Yes.
like that.
Yes. Thank you.
but like this is really, I know it's like really early, but I saw on some MVP ladders, he's up there. I know he's obviously not going to win. I'm not saying that, but like
Yeah.
he's really underrated. Like really
Yes.
underrated.
I've seen Sabonis on the MVP ladder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I understand that.
Bonus is evident in the same
That
season.
man has been balling out.
Deserves it, man. I'm glad he's getting some respect.
All right, before we move on, really quick, everyone answer Brogdon or Drew Holiday.
Brogdon.
Yeah.
Brogdon.
Brogdon.
See, I'm a Drew Holiday fan, but I'm gonna have to go with Brogdon. He's just too solid
Yeah.
of a player.
Yeah.
He's the way better playmaker. He's not more athletic, but he's a better playmaker, better scorer, better shooter. And obviously, he's out of his prime. Drew Holiday. In the prime, obviously, I'm taking Drew Holiday, but
That and he's got a dope ass nickname, the President.
President.
He's good.
All
Calls
right. So, do you guys want to talk about the one more thing on this trade with the Kyrie situation, or do you want to move on to our next topic?
We can talk about Kyrie for a bit.
Okay, my thing with Kyrie is I'm sure you guys saw the Stephen A. Smith thing saying he should retire from basketball. I'm not going that far. I know like Stephen A. Smith said, his head is in the right place, but you literally have an it's your occupation. You have a contract. You're getting paid millions and millions of dollars. And if something serious is wrong with Kyrie, obviously all that goes out the window. But you literally have a contract. You have like the best job ever. You're getting paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to play basketball. He needs to show up, right? He needs to get his stuff together, right?
I don't understand that because I don't know if you guys remember a couple of years ago when Drew Holiday was on the Pelicans, he was going through a lot of personal issues, and he took a lot of time off too. And where was that slander then, man? Just because it's Kyrie Irving, just because he's that superstar coveted player, I think he's going to get hate for it. I don't think he deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on personally behind the scenes, so I'm not gonna I don't know what really is going on. So from what it looks like, what the media is portraying him as, it's like a bad guy, but like I feel like the media always has it out for him because especially at the beginning of the year, he said he wouldn't speak to any media. So he's already started the year on a bad note, and it's only making it worse.
Yeah, because the media has set a precedent on him ever since he was young in the league. The way they painted this man is like he's public enemy number one within the league. Like they painted him out to be a dumbass. Granted, he did say the earth was flat, but I'm pretty sure that was a joke. They painted him out to be some person who can't lead a team. Granted, Celtics didn't turn out well, but he's not some asshole who just yells at everyone in the locker room and doesn't want anyone to get their touches. The way they portray this man is just criminal in the way that it just hurts his persona, it hurts his image. So I don't blame him for saying I don't want to talk to the media. Because like with Paul George, for example, 1 minute he's playoff P, the next minute he's an MVP contender based on the media. You got Kawhi, who's when they had that one game that was awful in the playoffs, they thought, oh, he's washed now. Like the media controls far too many narratives on every single player. Kyrie is on another level when it comes to that.
Okay. Evan, you got anything to say about it?
Yeah, I think the media, like Dave said, he's public enemy number one. I don't know if any other, like even LeBron, I don't think any player is treated as bad by media as Kyrie. Like there's so many things that Kyrie has done, like for charity work, for food banks, for homeless kids. Did you know that? Did you know he donated over 200,000 burgers and meals to food banks? Did you know that?
I didn't know it
I
personally.
knew
No.
it.
Exactly. No one talks about it. It's always these little, like, I don't want to sound disrespectful to them, but these lesser known article pages that are telling these stories about how he's donating millions of dollars, how he's giving all these kids food, and it's just no one talks about it. He's this bad guy who doesn't want anything to do with his team. He's always putting himself higher than his teammates. Like, it's just not true. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, off the court, and his mind is in the right place. I just want to see him. I just want to see him consistently play. You know what I'm saying? Consistently play. He's not injured. He's, my opinion, best handles of all time.
Oh yeah,
Without a
Obviously.
doubt.
He's so fun to watch. I just want to see him hoop. I'm like you guys said, I'm sick of the drama. But anyways, let's move on to our next topic. We have to talk about it. It's unavoidable. COVID, NBA fans are having flashbacks of last year. Maybe the games are getting canceled. Players are sitting out. People have to be so careful. Like, obviously, no one wants another bubble. Like, it's fun for the fans, but for the players, it was very stressful, apparently, mentally, being away from their families. For the league, it's extremely expensive, apparently, also, keeping everyone there. So my question to you guys is, I have 3 options. Do you guys power through the season the way it's going? Do you shut the season down for now and wait till like the vaccines and like things start to smooth out more, or do you make a bubble?
I feel like for now they should like suspend this. I think for like the next 2 months, I think they should keep all the teams in a bubble. Like I know it's expensive and mentally draining, but like for the sake of COVID, like John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins literally had to sit out because one of his friends got a haircut that had COVID. Like it's so easy to get be exposed to COVID, especially with basketball players, that I think they should just be in the bubble for like maybe 2 months, and then after that, when the vaccine comes out, they can go back to playing normal. Because this right now is way too dangerous.
I just don't see how a bubble's possible, man. Like last season, they did a bubble with like what 16 teams, I believe, and now it's full 30 entire league. I don't know how they would be able to perform that. If they do, shout out to them. I mean, Adam Silver did a great job last season of having 0 cases in the bubble. It was still entertaining basketball, and they did it well. If they can do it again, that'd be awesome. But obviously, we're all hoping and praying that another shutdown does not happen. Hopefully, everyone stays safe. That's all I can really hope for, man.
Yeah, I mean, as bad as it hurts to say as an NBA fan, they got to postpone the league for a little bit, man. So many people are getting exposed to it. So many games are getting postponed. Like, when are these games getting rescheduled? Do you know when any, like the Phoenix Atlanta game? Do you know when that's being played?
No idea.
No, I don't know how this is going to affect the regular season standings. I think they just need to postpone the league for like a month, like Hanuk said, till the vaccines get around to the NBA players. So that way they can stay healthy, stay safe, play the full 72 games that should be played this season, and ultimately have a winner at the end of the season. And then hopefully next season we can be COVID free or go back to normal, have fans. But there's too many people getting sick. There's too many games being postponed for the league to just keep going right now. They've got to postpone it for a little bit.
Yeah, Evan and I are on the same wavelength here because I feel with the amount of cases we're getting, the amount of deaths, and I have a strong opinion on this because my mom's in the nursing field. She's been on the front lines, so I've been able to see anecdotal experiences with this COVID, and just seeing how many NBA players, NBA games are affected by this. Like, no one wanted to watch that Sixers game when half their team was gone. Like, sure, Tyrese Maxey dropped 40, but no one wants to watch that. They're banking on this season because they lost millions due to the COVID shutdown last season. And I feel like the only reason why people watched the bubble last time was because they were hungry for basketball. And I don't think that'll be the same case this time because we've already had a taste of basketball, and just shutting it down and trying to create another bubble that's just going to thin everything out. So I agree with Evan. I feel like postponing for a month, 2 months, however long it takes. That way everyone plays healthy, everyone plays safe, and we can just enjoy basketball like it once was.
David, that is a really good point. It's bringing me to my next point. I don't know about you guys, but watching games this year, it's not the same. Like you guys said, players are missing. The atmosphere is weird. I know we had no fans in the bubble, but it was really cool. It had really high production. It just looked really cool. It was like everyone was talking about the bubble. And playing in empty arenas, and some arenas have like a couple fans. It just looks really awkward. And like David, like you said, no one wants to watch these games where your stars are missing. Like, it just takes the legitimacy out of it. I think we should postpone everything. Like, everyone's been saying 2021 is like everything's going to be awesome. I think 2021 is a year where everyone should like buckle down and work for like having like 2022, everything go back to normal. Like, this is the year where we got the vaccinations. Yeah.
The year rebuilding.
This is a rebuilding year.
Yeah.
Full rebuilding.
I was thinking maybe since the G League went into the bubble, but like looking back at it, thinking about it more, like nah, I think it's just best for NBA itself, like the main NBA, to just be shut down. Because now there's, yeah, especially since the G League's in the bubble now, it's just the loss of revenue is going to be too much, and the players' health is going to be too much.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
a bubble, I don't think it's fair. It's fun for the fans, but it's really not fair for the players. Not being able to see your family for a whole regular season. Imagine that.
That'd be awful.
You can't do that to the players. Yeah, but games like, and it's also hurting our fantasy league. Side notes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, imagine having Tatum on your team, man. Oh, could be me.
I think LeBron said something about, like, he said, like, after the season, if they ever go back into another bubble, like, even he said he would not go into that. Like players last year were just way too determined. I thought that's the only reason why I think the bubble succeeded, in my opinion.
I definitely agree with that. And like David said, like missing players, it might affect the standings. Some teams that we think are really good could like be lower, but it's not because they're bad. It's because like their players are gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a really bad situation. I agree with you guys. I think they should postpone the league for however long it takes. You know, it's worth it in my opinion to get things back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on COVID, guys, or are we gonna move on?
I'm chilling on that. Nothing else to say about it. Just shout out and prayers to all the guys out there that do have COVID. Hopefully, you guys can stay healthy. To the people who do have COVID in the NBA, like Seth Curry and all these other guys, just hope you guys get safe, get well soon, come back stronger than ever, man.
To any of our viewers that have COVID, get well soon as well. It's not just NBA problem; it's a world problem.
Yeah, like kind of anyone who's affected by this. Just seeing this from a third person, because my mom has seen lots of cases with this, and it's just sad to think about. So whoever's watching this who's been affected by it, my condolences to you and your family, or anyone that you care for, or any of your loved ones.
Definitely. All right. Well, with that being said, we'll move on to our next segment. David, take it away, my friend.
All right, let's lighten up the mood a bit. It's a bit too tense in here now. So we're gonna bring it back. Next segment gonna be another round of Guess Who. But we're gonna spin it up a little bit. We're gonna be getting some legends in here, a few more classic players, a little throwback, just to keep you on your toes. You know, it seemed too easy last time, and I like to be a little.
It was too easy for Evan, man.
Evan, too easy
Yeah,
for
Evan
Evan.
was built different last time.
Look, man, sorry.
Don't say everyone. Everyone but me. I don't
Speaking of Anook, yeah, you got to get some points today, man.
Yeah,
I'll take it easy on you guys tonight.
And go hard, man. Go hard. Don't go easy on me.
yeah.
I want to challenge.
Throughout this season, I'm just gonna keep inching forward, because I could hit you. I just could smack you in the face with NBA, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna give you a nice little love tap. We'll start it off simple. This NBA player was drafted 5th in his draft class. Has played for 4 NBA teams. Averaged 11 triple doubles in his career, or not average. Has achieved 11 triple doubles.
Carmelo?
No.
Oh wait, no.
Carmelo last time in beta.
Okay.
He's a 33% career 3-point shooter. And this big man is from Kentucky.
DeMarcus Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins.
Yep.
It is DeMarcus.
Yeah.
That's
That one.
Hey, Anook, there you go.
Want to make it easier for the first one.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was good. That was very
These
good.
next few, I'm gonna spoon feed you, but you're still gonna. Let's go with this one. This NBA player has had a 13-year career, and he only averaged double digits once. For one season, he's averaged double digits once. He's played for 5 NBA teams, but the man has 5 rings. And he gets so far.
You said 5 rings, averaged no more than 10 points once. And what was the other thing you said?
13-year career, 5 rings, 5 NBA teams.
How recently he retired?
He's from the mid to late 80s to the 90s.
Oh, I'm so bad with historical stuff.
Oh God.
It's because trust me. All right, I'll make it easy. One of the greatest rebounders of all time.
Dennis Rodman.
That's Rodman. Yeah.
See?
Damn. And Anook.
All right.
And Anook are the ones with points right now. All right.
This next man, 2nd round pick 35% three-point shooter, a very clutch three-point shooter, career high of 60, and his career ended on a senseless scandal, in my opinion.
Oh,
Gilbert Arenas?
Is it Gilbert Arenas?
You told me.
Yeah, it's Gilbert Arenas.
Double sub.
Let's go.
oh yeah, Jabbar's.
I can't stump. Yeah, he was like, I got guns, or no, I play with guns. He's
The other dude went to
pulled
jail.
up
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Other
pulled up
dude
the
was in
practice
jail,
on
I'm
the
pretty sure.
AR.
Pretty sure the other dude's in jail for like 20-something years.
Yeah. All right, man. This is easy. This is easier than I thought. I got to ramp it up for next time. All right, this man averaged 19 points per game throughout his career. Shooting guard, was drafted 6th in 2006. His nickname is Daggers and the Natural.
Natural?
The Natural and Daggers. One of those nicknames is more giving than the other.
He was drafted 2006.
That's like the
Sure.
draft class for Andrea Bargnani.
Who went first in 2006?
Andrea Bargnani.
Dagger.
I think so.
Dagger and the
Shooting guard?
Natural.
Shooting guard.
Dagger and the Natural. Dude, that actually.
2006.
How many
All right.
teams did you say you played for?
I think he's played for.
Oh,
two or
I know.
three.
It's Brandon Roy.
How the hell?
Brandon Roy. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
How the hell?
no, that does make sense. I'm trying to think of the timeline. Yeah.
My next thing was one of the craziest shots in playoff history.
I forgot about Brandon Roy.
Dude.
Dang, so we all had one.
Yeah, we all got one.
Hey.
How many you got left, David?
I was hoping that it'd stump you guys a bit more. That was it.
Oh,
Alrighty. Alrighty then.
yeah, tie game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good game, guys.
I mean, I could off the top of my head bring it up.
Yeah, for a
Go
tiebreaker.
for it.
Think of
Do it.
something.
Tiebreaker.
Go for it, man.
Alrighty. This man has played for quite a few teams. One player who was drafted in the 90s, spent most of his career in the 2000s and the early 2010. He is one of the greatest passers of all time.
Jason Kidd.
Cash.
Yep, that's Hanuk right there.
Hey,
Dang it,
no
let's
one's
go.
winning
God
today.
dang it.
Let's
Hey,
go.
go ahead, no.
It was, come on, 96 Steve Nash been on like 4 teams. Come on, man.
Nash was. Oh yeah. Facts.
Dang
I was
it,
gonna
bro.
keep going, but
He said early
cut me off.
2010s, and I thought of Jason Kidd.
Well, yeah, because
dude.
Nash was also on the Lakers, bro.
That man barely played on the Lakers. That man played like 2 games.
Yeah, my
But he was-
next hint was that he was bald.
He was
God,
bold.
Dang
Bald.
it.
He's bald. Bald.
All right.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, I expected that.
A little harder next time.
Yeah, yeah.
Not glad. This might be one of my favorite segments. I enjoy this segment a lot.
Man, all right. So because I was trying to tread the line between too hard and too soft, because
Mhm.
last time, like, I felt like it was pretty fair, and you guys were like, "Oh no, don't do too hard." I was like, "All right, let me try something." So I got you guys next time. Next time it's
Alrighty.
gonna be a real stinker. You guys are gonna hate me.
Probably will.
Yeah, no, this is embarrassing for me. This is my game, and I
I hope you know he's gonna pull up like Marcelo Huertas.
no.
Oh,
But it's gonna take 30 minutes alone.
Oh man.
Make that the whole show.
Okay.
all right. Well, that brings us to our pick'ems, right, Mo?
Yep, that will be our last segment of the show. You guys already know how this works. At the end of the month, we're going to do a humiliation or predictor. We'll have to do it. And also in the comments below on social media, give us guys some challenges or humiliations. Just let us know. We're trying to think of some. We have some floating around, but we haven't agreed on one yet. We should soon, but to give you guys a little update. So first game was Thunder Knicks. The winner was the Thunder, 101-89. Me and David were the only ones to pick the Thunder. Then it was Nuggets Sixers. The Nuggets did win 115-103. Everyone but Hanuk picked the Nuggets, so congrats, Hanuk.
I hated you.
No, congrats.
Oh, okay.
Then it was Raptors Warriors. The Warriors did win in a very close game, 106-105. I was the only one who picked the Warriors. Everyone else had the Raptors.
Yeah,
Siakam didn't miss
Siakam.
that game winner off that
Siakam
spin.
sold me.
Ooh,
That's
Yeah.
little
Siakam.
rim out. That was a tough game.
I just don't understand why he decided to do his spin move on all.
And that's his thing, man. His thing.
That's the thing.
Then our next game was Suns Wizards. Everyone picked the Suns. The Wizards did win, so we all took an L right there. And the past Tuesday, it was Lakers versus Rockets. The Lakers won 117-110. Everyone did have the Lakers. And Wednesday was Pelicans versus Clippers. The Clippers did win 111-106. Everyone but Hanuk did have the Clippers, so sorry, Hanuk. And then
And
it was Heat Sixers tonight, and the Sixers did win 125-108. And me and Ed had the Sixers, and everyone else had the Heat, which will bring us to our standings. Ed is still remaining in first, 11-3. Right behind him is Evan with 9-5. Me and David are both tied at 8-6. And Hanuk, you are at 6-8, my friend.
so much
6-8.
Yeah,
Oh my God, no.
What?
pain, man. So much pain.
Not even
That's
making
right.
the playoffs. It's rough.
Listen, man, I'm taking for that good lottery pick, man.
You need to trade.
I'm tanking. I want to get a first. I want to get a good pick in next year's lottery. So
And before we finish it off, I also need you guys' picks. So tomorrow's game, we're going to be doing the Mavericks versus the Bucks. Give me your thoughts, man. Give me your thoughts.
It's a good
Bucks.
game.
I got Giannis on my fantasies, dropping a quadruple double.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bucks.
I'm gonna
I'm
go
gonna go
Bucks.
Bucks.
I'm gonna go
Wow.
Bucks as well. Hanuk?
So everyone on Bucks.
Bucks.
Bucks. Okay,
Bucks.
everyone Bucks. All right, and then Saturday we do have the Raptors versus the Hornets. Not a great game, but it's all right.
Hornets.
I don't know.
Hornets.
I have the Hornets winning too.
got
I
the
can't
Hornets.
trust the Raptors after what they did to me. I'm going Hornets.
I'm picking them till they win, bro. Toronto, give it to me.
I'm picking Toronto because I'm pretty sure they beat them today.
They did. They
Mhm.
did.
They did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I'm
gonna
and
proud
LaMelo
of
Ball
Toronto.
comes back with a vengeance, drops 20, 10, and 10 again.
exactly. Either he's dropping 20, 10, and 10, or he's dropping 2, 1, and 5 turnovers.
No. He'll drop 10, 5, and 5, but shooting 2 of 16.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And then Sunday we have the Pacers versus the Clippers.
Yeah, I
Pacers.
got Clips.
Clippers are running through
Pacers.
them.
I'm taking the Pacers.
Karis
I
Levert's
think
giving me
Levert's dropping
35.
55.
Karis
it's
Levert's
gonna be a
giving
great
me
game for them.
35 double.
He's smoking.
I got Clippers.
Yeah, I got the Clippers. Like, Kawhi
give me
and
the
Paul George
Clippers.
are gonna run through them.
I guarantee.
Give me the Clippers.
So me and Hanuk with only Pacers. All righty.
Yeah, that's a
And,
loss.
We have 2 more games. Monday we have the Bucks versus the Nets. We probably will have James Harden by then. So
Oh, Nets.
That
Give me the
that's a
Nets.
very good matchup in my
I'm
opinion.
having the
the Nets.
Bucks.
I'm
having
going
the
Bucks because I bet you
I'm going-
Kyrie's not playing. Give me the Bucks. Kyrie's
Kyrie's not playing.
I'm
Because I
having
have him
the
on my fantasy team, man.
No
I'm
Kyrie's
taking the Nets, bro. I'm taking the Nets. I don't
I
know.
don't think they're gonna mesh with their first game.
I got
So
the
I think-
Bucks. I got the Bucks. I'm sticking with
It's
it.
gonna be somewhere how the Spurs and Warriors with KD's first game, how they got spanked by Jonathan Simmons.
Oh,
Oh
and
yeah.
Tuesday is our last day. We only have 2 games that day. And then the game we're gonna be doing is Pelican versus Jazz.
Pellies. You gotta go to Pellies. Yeah, man. Brandon Ingram's gonna. Do some
Donovan
work.
Mitchell's giving me 45 and 18.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go Pelicans.
I'm going Pelicans too.
I'll go Pels.
Jazz.
Dang, Hanuk. This is your chance to come back, Hanuk. You've been on
That's
a
good
low
for
someone
him.
Either I'm
That's
coming
good.
back, or I'm losing everything.
Oh,
I mean,
facts.
they do
Big
have.
facts.
They don't have Zion, I think. And
No, I
they
think
don't
he's
have
coming back.
Lonzo.
He's back.
Oh,
He's
coming
back. He's back.
Zion's
Okay.
back, yeah.
I'll go Pels.
So that will be the end of our daily pick'ems, man. We'll tune you guys in on the next episode of the update on that. And David, take away with the outro, man.
All right. Thank you guys all for coming through, listening to us for a 3rd time. We hope that you continue to listen to us through all of our platforms now that we are expanding and growing as a podcast. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in again. I hope to see you guys on the next one.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out.
Have a good one,
Big
guys.
guys.
Peace.